All right, today we are going to be listening to Sometimes I Wish We Were an Eagle by Bill Callahan. And this was his second solo album under his own name that came out in April 2009 via Drag City. And let me not forget that, yes, I do actually have this one on CD. So I think we can go ahead and get started with track one, which is Jim Kane.
Started out in search of ordinary things. How much of a tree bends in the wind? I started telling the story without knowing the end.
I love the use of strings on this album.
I used to be darker, then I got lighter, then I got dark again. And something too big to be seen was passing over and over me. Like a routine case at first. With the death of the shadow came a lightness of verse. But the darkest of nights in truth still dazzle. And I work myself till I'm frazzled. I ended up in search of ordinary things. How can a wave possibly be? I started running, and the concrete turned to sand. I started running, and things didn't pan out as planned. Things go poorly, and I not return. Remember the good things I've done. In case things go poorly, and I not return. Remember the good things I've done.
I haven't heard this album in a little bit, so that one's still got to me like emotionally. Um, I think it's those those strings that are so drawn out, and it has a really kind of an easy listening quality to this song, and the strings just at times hitting those super high, long held out notes. I don't know, it just has a real effect on me. It's kind of a simple song, but it the changes really do evoke a lot of emotion when they hit. I just love that he's using the sounds like a classical guitar with nylon strings, which is a much softer sounding guitar. And the instrumentation just blends so well. And I will say with this album and with a lot of Bill Callahan's music, the lyrics do tend to take on more importance. And I think that also was getting to me emotionally as well. It sounds like, a person that is just kind of questioning reality, and, just basic things, how much of a tree bends in the wind. It's like just noticing nature. Something too big to be seen was passing over and over me. And then I do like this line, and I work myself until I'm frazzled. It sounds like, I mean, I'm not sure what type of work we're talking about here, but it could be just working yourself up, or it could be literally going to work until you're frazzled and taking a break from all of that when you're just searching for ordinary things. When you're in the frazzled state, you have more of a desire for simplicity. And then you start asking, when you're in nature, you start asking these kinds of questions like, how can a wave possibly be? And I love how there's a little bit of the strings kind of mimicking kind of like a wave form right here.
Like, how can a wave possibly be?
Lifting up and down just
I
like a
started
wave.
running.
That's a really nice touch there. The concrete turned to sand. Again, that does remind me like going from work in this kind of corporate atmosphere, everything's concrete, and it turning to sand is like a return to nature. I started running and things didn't pan out as planned. So then it's like, in case things don't go well, remember the good things I've done. And to me, I think that line definitely hits me because I always feel this way all the time. I'm never like, just because, my confidence that things are going to turn out favorably has gone down the drain. I think a lot of people are feeling that these days. And if things start getting even worse, it's almost like, hedging, saying ahead of time that, just remember the good things I've done. So it's kind of like saying, I've done the best I can, but things might get worse. And just remember the good things I've done if things don't turn out well. And again, that I definitely feel that. Um, I've done my best and nowhere near where I hoped I would be. So, I've done a lot of good things that have not received any recognition, hardly at all. I would hope, people would remember the good things I've done, despite things going sour. And I don't think it's just me. I think a lot of people probably feel this way, that they have done a lot of good things that don't get recognized as well. So, I'd be curious if anybody else out there feels that way. This album's going to be challenging to rank because this is a really good song. I did read that Jim Cain is an author, and but the song isn't necessarily about Jim Cain. It just has the feeling, maybe, of a Jim Cain novel or something like that. And I have, even though I've heard this, I've heard this album many times. Where do I put it? I think the safest place right now would be like bronze, and just say, things could change. These medals are not set in stone yet. So we'll just hold our applause until we get to the next. We'll see how things pan out. And I think we can move on to the next track, which is Idmal Clackshaw.
Working through death's pain. Last night I swear I felt your touch, gentle and warm. The hair stood on my arm. Oh, show me the way, show me the way, show me the way to shake a memory. Show me the way, show me the way, show me the way to shake a memory. I flipped my forelock, I twitched my withers, I reared and bucked. I could not put my rider aground. All these fine memories are fucking me down. I dreamed it was a dream that you were gone. I woke up feeling so ripped by reality. Yeah, love is the king of the beasts, and when it gets hungry it must kill to eat. Yeah, love is the king of the beasts, a lion walking down city streets. I fell back asleep sometime later on, and I dreamed the perfect song. It held all the answers like hands laid on. I woke halfway and scribbled it down, and in the morning what I wrote I read. It was hard to read at first, but here's what it said. Idmal Clackshaw, Zuboven Delbar, Mertepi Vinciner, Kofali Rakdal. Idmal Clackshaw, Zuboven Delbar, Mertepi Vinciner, Kofali Rakdal. Oh, show me the way, show me the way, show me the way to shake a memory. Show me the way, show me the way, show me the way to shake a memory. Idmal Clackshaw, Zuboven Delbar, Mertepi Vinciner, Kofali Rakdal. Oh, show me the way, show me the way, show me the way to shake a memory. Show me the way, show me the way, show me the way to shake a memory.
Okay, that was Idma Clackshaw. It's very interesting how at the very beginning he says, working through death's pain. This is where the I think you have to have some kind of understanding of like what the purpose of poetry is, and that it's not going to all be 100% clear like you're reading an essay or something like that. And I think that's what this song is doing lyrically. And of course, I do like kind of the steady beat in this, especially at the beginning with this bass. It's kind of like building the
Last
foundation.
night I swear I felt your touch.
So it's a little bit minimal, starting with just
Gentle
the bass
and warm.
and the
The hair
piano.
stood on my arm. How?
So, show me the way to shake a memory. I reared and bucked, I could not put my rider aground. Love is the king of the beasts, and when it gets hungry, it must kill to eat. Now, I wonder if Bill considers this a concept album because we see these reoccurring images throughout the album, especially in nature. The reference to a beast will appear again later in All Thoughts Are Prey to Some Beast. And so I think we're going to see overlapping imagery from song to song. That's why I started wondering if he considered it a concept album. Again, a lot of nature, a lion walking down city streets. And then he comes to dreaming about the perfect song, and then he scribbles it down. In the morning, he reads what he wrote. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm certainly not going to try to interpret any of this. So I think it's talking about two different things here. One is you may have trouble interpreting a dream into real language that makes sense. So it's like this dream language that maybe has to be decoded. Show me the way to shake a memory. So it's just highlighting the problem of trying to translate everything into words and feelings and everything into words, and it can't always be done. And I think poetry is the closest we can get in terms of describing things through language that gets the closest to reality and describing reality in ways that we otherwise can't. So I'm not going to go too much deeper into the lyrics for this one. I think I'm just going to leave it where it is, leave this track where it is for now, because I guess it's not one of my favorites musically. There are elements I like, but as a song, it's not my favorite. As I said, I do like the lyrics, but more like in a funny kind of way, like it makes me laugh. But I think when you can start comparing them to some of the other tracks, there's too many other good ones that I like better than this track. So I think we're just gonna move on to the next track, which is The Wind and the Dove.
Somewhere between the wind and the dove lies all I sought in you. And when the wind just dies, when the wind just dies, and the dove won't rise from your windowsill, well, I could not tell you which way it would be if it was not this way.
I love those long held
for the wind and the dove.
Those work so well.
For the wind and the dove. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I am a child of linger on.
Did you notice how the mood just changed there?
The window gone. I am a child of linger on. I peer through the window gone.
We're back into this darker sounding melody.
Somewhere between the wind and the dove lies all I lost in you. And when the wind just dies, when the wind just dies, and the dove won't rise from your windowsill, well, I cannot tell you which way it would be if it was not this way too. For the wind and the dove, for the wind and the dove. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I am a child of linger on. I peer through the window gone. I am a child of linger on. I peer through the window gone.
We're back to how the song started now. I think that's a clarinet. This is a really good track because I like the way that it does start off with a darker sound and it kind of progresses through some different changes before it gets to that final chorus right around here. This kind of transition right here. It's kind of suspenseful right there. Then we go into this nice chorus. To me, it feels like it's lifting up into a lighter mood here.
I am a child
and it matches with the lyrics. I am a child of linger on, which, again, we're talking about poetic language. That's nobody would ever say, hey, I'm a child of linger on. But it does make sense. When you're using poetic language, it does make sense that because it's more about capturing this feeling and capturing something that just can't be defined through normal language. And maybe what it's just saying is, it could mean I'm a child of eternity because eternity just lingers on forever. Or maybe it just means someone that really enjoys the lingering of a moment, that, a pleasant moment, just letting it linger on instead of cutting things off and getting back to business, getting back to being productive. So that's how I see it. Is there anything else that really stands out to me as far as the lyrics? Somewhere between the wind and the dove lies all I sought in you. And when the wind just dies, and the dove won't rise from your windowsill, well, I cannot tell you which way it would be if it was not this way too. I just really like the song structure here. And I do remember reading once that Bill does not follow traditional song structures, but this one really works well. The way that it builds up to the chorus and then returns back to that more minor or darker sound. And it's when he's talking about, somewhere between the wind and the dove lies all I lost in you. It makes sense that the music is going to be darker. And then there's that uplift again when he's back to being in a childlike mindset, letting things linger on, just enjoying life. So I do really like, as I mentioned, I really like the instrumentation, of course, with the strings, which is all throughout the album. But I really do like it in this one, as I mentioned, that lingering note of that long string.
This way too, for
Right
the
there.
wind and the dove.
That high
For the wind
string note
and
is
the
just
dove.
lingering.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So that kind of matches, that's kind of anticipating the chorus, just having this long, lingering note. So, where do I want to put? I think this is at least honorable mention. I'm not sure if it will bump up because I'm not sure if I like it better than Jim Kane. Jim Kane, for some reason, hit me emotionally
Bends in the wind.
in a way that I don't know why.
I started telling the
I think
story.
it's just one of those things that depends on where you are in your life. Some tracks are going to hit you more than at other times. So I think I'm going to leave Jim Kane where it is for now and move on to track 4, which is Rococo Zephyr.
She lay beside me like a branch from a tender willow tree. I was as still as a river could be. When a rococo zephyr swept over her and me. She watched the water ripple, 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 ripple
there's a rippling sound there with the strings and the piano.
Light watched the water ripple, 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 she I did some kind of dance, jaunty as a bee. I tried to look my best, a finch in wild men vest. A fiercer force had wrenched her from where she used to be. I caught and caressed the length of her, a tender willow branch floating on me.
Back to the beginning.
Well, maybe this was all that meant to be. Maybe this is all that meant to be. Zephyr crept up, then stepped over her and me. Well, I used to be sort of blind, now I can't sorta see. Yeah, I used to be sorta blind, now I can sorta see.
Staying on that one note, that string, very high note. Again, that lingering. Now it's harmonizing with another one. Yeah, just another really well constructed song here. And a zephyr is a gentle breeze. I always think of that Red Hot Chili Pepper song. It really, to me, this song really captures the feeling of a gentle breeze to me. I was noticing on the previous track, he sounded like he was using a steel string acoustic, and now we're back to the nylon string guitar. So I can hear right there, that's a steel string acoustic. Now we're back to this more classical guitar that has a more gentler sound which I think is more fitting for a gentle breeze. And those strings just really make the whole thing feel kind of
She lay
cinematic.
beside me like a
I love
branch
how it just starts
from
off very minimal.
a tender willow tree.
And just, the slow addition of strings and then drums, bass coming
She
in.
watched the water ripple, 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 ripple light.
And I think this is an example that, it doesn't follow just verse, chorus, verse strictly.
Jaunty as a bee.
Because this part, when a rococo
Oh,
Zephyr,
swept over
I think that's the chorus.
her and me.
Because, okay, now we're back to kind of the verses.
Horse had wrenched her from where she used
There's this little transition part.
a rococo.
Takes a while to get back to this,
Zephyr
though.
crept up, then stepped over.
So it's not quite as simple as just a verse, chorus, verse. It takes a while to get back to this part again. But I just love that. I think the instrumentation is what's really good about this track.
Well, I
I love
used to
that
be
extra guitar that comes in. It
sort of
sounds-
blind. Now I can sort of see.
I like that line. I like that line, especially at this point in the album, because we're on track 4. It's almost like we're making progress in terms of what I think of as awareness. So we're not fully enlightened, but we're making progress. I can kind of see now. Whereas before I was more blind. I wasn't completely blind. So really, that is how things really are. It's, we move in different gradations throughout our lives in the way we see things and our understanding of what this life is. I do like this track, but now I gotta compare it again to Jim Kane. I don't know what it is about this song. Maybe Jim Kane gets moved up to silver and Rococo Zephyr moves into bronze. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now. And we're going to move on to track 5, which is Too Many Birds. We're back to the steel string acoustic, just strumming.
Too many birds in one tree. Too many birds in one tree. And the sky is full of black and screaming leaves. The sky is full of black and screaming. And one more bird, then one more bird, and one last bird, and another. One last blackbird without a place to land. One last blackbird without a place to be. turns around in hopes to find the place at last knew rest. Oh, blackbird over black rain burn, this is not where you last knew rest. You fly all night to sleep on stone, the heartless rest that in the morn will be gone. You fly all night to sleep on stone, to return to the tree with too many birds, too many birds, too many birds.
Violin solo here.
If you could only if you could only stop if you could only stop your if you could only stop your heart, if you could only stop your heartbeat, if you could only stop your heartbeat for,
Okay, he just keeps adding to this
if you could
line.
only stop your heartbeat for one heart, if you could only stop your heartbeat for one heartbeat.
Sounds more like a traditional song to me. Another little violin solo or fiddle solo. Okay, you've got the keys way over to the right. Yeah, as I was saying, this just sounds more like the traditional song to me with the bass and the drums, holding it down. And I also think it,
This is not
Does it ever change at
where
all?
you only
I don't think
if you could only
Yeah, it doesn't change.
stop your heartbeat for,
So this is a really
if you
straightforward
could
song.
only stop your heartbeat
I didn't even
for
realize it
one
never changes.
heart,
The only thing that's changing
if
is
you could
the way
only
that he's singing
stop
over
your
it,
heartbeat
and all the
for
different little
one heartbeat.
the instrumentation and the little breaks for the violin solos in there. But it does to me just have the sound of a traditional song. I think what I do like about this one is the lyrics. And so on Genius, it says depression and social isolation combine in this heartbreaking track from Bill Callahan, one of his bleakest. It's funny because that musically, it's the least bleak that I've heard yet on this album. The progressive refrain that closes the track, if you could, just keeps building. It only serves to underscore the inescapable feeling that depression traps you in. So that's one interpretation. I'm not sure if that's what Bill thinks about it, but we're allowed to have our own interpretations of these songs and these lyrics. Because I didn't even realize that that's what genius is. It's just people, uh, oh, I think it means this and that. It's not really the official meaning of anything. It's just one person's interpretation. Then you like it or or you don't. So the way I see the song, especially like right now, where I am in life and how I've seen how life goes, is that too many birds in one tree, and the sky is full of black and screaming leaves. The sky is full of black and screaming. It's interesting how on those two lines he's actually withdrawing words, whereas towards the end he's adding words. So they have a different effect. But the way that I see it is with this image of too many birds in one tree. I mean, you could interpret this a lot of different ways, but I see it as too many people competing for resources. And maybe that could be like right now, I could say there's too many people, not enough jobs, for example. If you put it in that context, yes, the sky is black and screaming. People are screaming inside right now because they can't find a job. And if you don't have a job or you can't find one, then you're not going to have access to basic resources unless you have a lot of savings that you can live off of. But a lot of people these days don't. And so, this could be a critique of capitalism. To me, we're entering what do they call it, post-capitalist era, which to me sounds like maybe capitalism is coming to an end simply because it can't sustain itself under these changing conditions. So that's just one interpretation. I'm not saying this is the right interpretation. It's just how I'm seeing it, how I'm reading it right now. It could be that, that expands not just to like America, but to the entire world where resources are not distributed fairly throughout the world. The tree itself, to me, represents resources because the tree is that which gives life. Allows us to breathe, you know? Without the tree, without trees, we can't breathe and we die. And we're all, crammed together in this one tree or maybe this one planet. And it creates pain because not everybody's needs are being met and not everybody has access to the tree, which is also could be, especially for a bird, it's representing shelter. It's where you live. When it just becomes overcrowded, it's no longer a pleasant place to live anymore. He says one last blackbird without a place to land, one last blackbird without a place to be, turns around and hopes to find the place it last knew rest. You fly all night to sleep on stone, the heartless rest that in the morn will be gone. You fly all night to sleep on stone, to return to the tree with too many birds. There's no comfortable resting point anymore. At the very end, it just feels like there's nothing else you can do anymore other than just wish for your heartbeat to stop because you can't find rest anymore and you can't find the resources you need to live. According to my interpretation, it's pretty sad that this is the reality that we've created. this is the best that humanity can do. Only certain people have access to that one tree. Only certain people have access to resources. And the rest of us are all crammed together, having to fight for basic necessities. And I don't know what Bill was thinking of, but I bet it's not too far off from that analogy. Not sure. I think the lyrics are enough to lift this track into honorable mention, because otherwise, like I said, the song itself musically doesn't really do anything other than, I mean, it's a nice sound and it is a nice progression, and I do like the instrumentation, the addition of the fiddle coming in, violin coming in for the solos. So there's nothing wrong with the song, but compared to the other songs, I like the songs that have more changes in them. I tend to favor those more. But I do like this lyrical sentiment in here, so I think that lifts it up over like an I'd Ma Clackshaw, which I don't, it's hard for me to benefit from I'd Ma Clackshaw as much as the lyrics in this song, which I really resonate with. So I think that does lift it into an honorable mention. We'll see if it can hold that spot. Okay, so I think we'll move on to track 6, which is My Friend.
I looked all around. It was not written down. And so I'll tell you now. I will always love you. Oh, my friend. My friend.
I like the way he says, my friend. Nice strings right there.
Now I'm not saying we are cut from the same tree, but like two pieces of the gallows. The pillar and the beam, like two pieces of the gallows. We share a common dream.
It's a really interesting song, a little more upbeat. And I'm not, this is one of those songs I'm just never been quite sure what to make of the, I guess you could call it the chorus, where he's just saying my friend, but he says it in a really kind of strange way. That's is like, is he really your is he really your friend, or is it? It could also, when I listened to it this time, it sounded more like, because of the mention of the gallows here, I started picturing someone that's about to be executed, maybe from, and maybe they're just saying goodbye, like, I will always love you, my friend. And in that case, it's more like a passionate speaking of my friend there rather than something more sinister, maybe. But I don't really know. I'm just trying to. I've done no research on this song lyrics, but maybe somebody else can fill me in on what this actually means. I'd be curious, if you do have a better idea or a different interpretation, really, on any of these songs. All that being said, I think this song, otherwise, I don't think I like it better than Too Many Birds, even though I mentioned that Too Many Birds is, I wouldn't call it repetitive. It doesn't feel repetitive, but it doesn't change a lot. It just stays in this one progression, but it is a progression that works. Like, I wasn't annoyed by the progression. That can work well for a song. If it's a progression that I really like, then I don't need a whole lot of changes. So keep that in mind. I always kind of think of Bittersweet Symphony as a song that, by the Verve, that it never changes. The progression never changes, but he's singing differently over it, and it just works throughout the entire song. And I don't need it to change into something else. I think for that to work, you need to have a lot of different layering and instrumentation over it to keep up the momentum of a track like that. But for this one, I don't know. This might be the track that I just don't connect as well with as the other tracks. So I think I'm going to leave it where it is and move on to the next track, which is All Thoughts Are Prey to Some Beast.
The leafless tree looked like a brain. The birds within were all the thoughts and desires within me. Hopping around from branch to branch, or snug in their nests, listening in. An eagle came over the horizon and shook the branches with its sight.
Love those horns coming in with the
softer
eagle.
thoughts, starlings, finches, and wrens. The softer thoughts, they all took flight. The eagle looked clear through the brain tree. Empty, he thought, save for me. Maybe I'll make this one my home. Consolidate the nests of the tiny. Raise a family of might like me. Then Something struck him, wings of bone. The sweet desires and soft thoughts were all gone. The eagle shrieked, I'm alone.
There's another song that doesn't change much. This one's the pace
Well, it was time
progression.
to flee the tree. The eagle snuck up on the wind, one talon at a time.
I think that's a French horn.
Being Sky King of the sky, what did he have to fear? All thoughts are prey to some beast. 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 All thoughts are prey to some
Love the
beast.
strings right there. I like the percussion a lot in this track too.
Sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me. Sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me. Sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me.
Yeah, this is another one.
Sweet desire and soft thoughts
Doesn't
return to me.
But there's a lot going on over top of it.
Sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me. Sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me. Sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me. Sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me.
Feels like I'm on a galloping horse there. Love the horns. Love those vocals. There's a lot to like about the instrumentation of this track, even though I noticed it never does change. And that's how it stays for the entire song. But it's all these elements, like that guitar coming in on the left. And I love the way the
The
percussion,
tree looked like a brain.
the drums are played. Percussion is kind of
Are all the thoughts and desires within me.
somewhat minimal through a lot of the album, but on this one, I like that's just the steady kick. And then it just keeps building and doing different things. I never felt like we're just stuck in this rut in this song. It feels to me like the song is still progressing as we keep adding in
Shook
these
the
instruments.
branches with
The
its
horns
scent.
there really, to me, feel like the
Soft
eagle
tones
coming in.
on the wind.
I think especially what
One
the
tavern at
percussion
a
does
time.
helps helps it from losing, helps it keep from losing momentum. I think we can look at the lyrics on this one because this is another aspect of the track that I think could elevate it. The leafless tree looked like a brain. The birds were all the thoughts and desires within me. And I'll just tell you the way that I'm interpreting this is, yeah, if you do see a leafless tree in the middle of winter, it does look like a brain with all the different neurons branching off. So to me, this track reads like someone meditating, and all the birds are the desires and the thoughts within me. And these become more apparent when you're in meditation. And our thoughts tend to hop around from branch to branch like these birds. That's the way thinking is. I have thoughts, I have no idea where they came from. They just appear and they hop around, then they disappear and they're gone. Or maybe some thoughts decide they're going to make a nest and just live in my head. But then the eagle comes along. Now, the way that I view the eagle here, it's interesting because the name of the album is Sometimes I Wish We Were an Eagle. And I think an eagle can mean different things. And I'm not sure that it means the same thing on this track as how I would interpret its meaning for the entire album. Because an eagle can also represent freedom, especially in the US. So to me, it feels like for the album as a whole, Sometimes I Wish We Were Free might be another way of putting it. Like free from the way our lives turn into wage slavery, for example. To me, as I mentioned before, I've grown less fond of our capitalistic society as I've gotten older because of the dark side of it and because of the inhumane side of it. And it's all being done in the name of freedom, but then that freedom comes into question when I don't want to get too far into it, but I think true freedom doesn't look like what we're experiencing now under this capitalist system. And it's always had problems, but now, it's really coming to a head. And let's just let people keep losing their jobs and not being able to survive and see how much we like capitalism then. Like I said, I didn't want to get too much into it. I'm just trying to say how I feel about the album's title because it's not the most natural thing to say, you know what? Sometimes I wish we were an eagle. I mean, usually somebody would say, sometimes I wish I was an eagle. But when you say we, and then not, you wish that we were this one thing, people don't usually talk like that. Again, it's that poetic kind of language I think that he's using. He's just basically saying, I wish we were all free and could actually enjoy living in freedom and have resources that we need. But anyways, getting back to this song, I think the eagle here is a little bit different because I see the eagle as more like the ego. So, because the eagle comes in and thinks he's just going to come in and shake the branches, which again, remember, we're talking about the mind. And the mind contains the softer thoughts, the starlings, finches, and wrens. And those all fly away because the ego's trying to come in. So, and this happens to a lot of meditators that they think that the point of meditation is to get rid of all thinking. And that's what the ego is doing here. But really, that's the ego that thinks this, that I must squash all thinking so that I can be at peace. So the eagle comes in, gets rid of all the other birds. He looks clear through the brain tree and sees it's empty, but it's still aware of itself. And so he tries to make it his home and consolidate the nests. So he's like trying to organize all the nests and maybe raise a family. But then that's when he realizes he's gotten rid of all the birds. There's no point in even making a nest anymore. Then something struck him, wings a bone. To me, that's kind of like saying he realizes his mortality. Sweet desires and soft thoughts were all gone, and the eagle realizes, the eagle shrieks, I'm alone. And so it's at that point that the eagle realizes that simply squashing all those thoughts and desires didn't leave him in a peaceful state. It just made him recognize his own, assuming it's a him or her, simply recognizes its own loneliness. And so it was time to flee the tree. The eagle snuck up on the wind, one talon at a time. Being Sky King of the sky, what did he have to fear? So I think it's just, and then it says all thoughts are prey to some beast, but I don't know that the eagle is necessarily the beast here. I think it's something unknown. And if we're again looking at this in terms of meditation, all thinking that is going on, like I said, thoughts appear and then they disappear. It's like some beast devours our thoughts because we don't know where they go. They just come and the beast eats them. And so finally, I think this is what the eagle realizes. It's like the realization of impermanence, that these thoughts don't last. They disappear. And the eagle is really feeling the impermanence of the empty nest once he realizes all the other birds are gone. And so the final refrain here is sweet desire and soft thoughts return to me. And that to me sounds like somebody that's coming out of meditation with this realization of impermanence. You've had your meditation, you've had the realization, and now it's time to return back to normal living where there are desires. It's normal and natural to have desires and to have these thoughts. We don't need to squash them, but we can actually welcome them. So we have this return to me. So it's almost like the ego or the meditator is actually welcoming them back, because you can't sit in meditation forever. You have to go back out and live your life. And of course, I've meditated quite a bit in my life, so it's natural for me to see it this way. I think in terms of where does this track fall, I don't think I want to move too many birds. I don't think it's going to bump the wind and the dove or too many birds, because I like the chorus too much on the wind and the dove, and too many birds, it does actually work for what it is. And I'm just saying that I like the progression. These tracks are both very similar, but I think I might like the progression just a little bit more in Too Many Birds. So I think it's very close because they are both kind of doing similar things by staying in their lane and then just layering over top with other instruments. I do think it does it very well. I think Too Many Birds is going to edge it out. So, but it's very close. And we only have 2 more tracks left. So, and gold is still open. So we'll move on to Invocation of Ratiocination. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I think this might be an instrumental. Yeah. like that sound of that, whatever that is. Mellotron or something? I don't know. Sounds like a woman, kind of. Woman's voice through a, I don't know, a keyboard or something. I don't know. Sounds like a cricket in the back. Very atmospheric. Also very kind of experimental too. It's almost like an interlude to the final track. So I don't think I'm going to have too much to say about this track. And I think I'll just end up leaving it where it is. Like I said, it just feels like an interlude to the final track, which is very long, almost 10 minutes long. But I will say this might very well be my favorite Bill Callahan song. So let's get into it. Faith/Void. And let's notice, does this song ever change? 9 minutes, 44 seconds is a long time. I do love the chord progression.
It's time to put God away. It's time to put God away. It's time to put God away. It's time to put God away.
Like that tremolo guitar. And then on the right.
Damning the children, making the ill just a little more sick. It's time to put God away. It's time to put God away.
It's very catchy.
It's time to put God away. I put God away. It's time to put God away. I put God away. This is the end of
there is a change.
faith. No more must I strive to find my peace, to find my peace in the light. This is the end of faith. No more must I strive to find my peace, to find my peace in the light. It's time to put God away. It's time to put God away. I put God away. It's time to put God away. It's time.
I love this kind of dreamy.
To put God away. I put God away. For a void without a question is just perverse. A void without a question is just perverse. Like tear gas misters at my grave.
I love that build up to this. And this guitar on the left is coming down with these little trills. Really
It's
beautiful.
time to put God away. It's time to put God away. It's time to put God away. I put God away. It's time to put God away. I put God away.
Another change.
For a void without a question is just perverse. This is the end of faith. No more must I strive to find my peace, to find my peace in the light. This is the end of faith. No more must I strive to find my peace, to find my peace
never get tired of it.
It's time.
Why are we 7, almost 8 minutes into the song, and I'm still not tired of it? I feel like this could just go on forever, and
It's time.
I'd be fine with it.
To put God away, I put God away.
Feels like a sing along to me.
It's time to put God away.
A sing along for those who have lost faith.
It's time to put God away. I put God away.
The strings help a lot. That sounds like an accordion. It's almost like the emotion began this album that began this album has returned to close out the album for me because I don't know. I don't know why, but this song just almost has me mesmerized in a way. I wouldn't say a trance, but I never feel like the song needs to end. I just feel like it could just go on forever. I think it's because it is such a catchy kind of a song, and I just never get tired of the strings coming in, and I don't even know what chord that is he's using on the acoustic, but it's a really cool. Those are those two chords are really cool sounding. It's just a very simple song that has this little change in it. The change is definitely needed because with that change, it brings us to this climactic moment. You see me keep doing like this, and then it comes down. And I just love that guitar that's just twittering down. And it just keeps doing that, over and over. I don't know. I just have the feeling of this song, like I was saying, it's a could be a sing along almost. And let's just look at the lyrics real quick. The way that I would interpret these lyrics is that I think the concept of God can become a hindrance instead of a help. And when that happens, it's time to put God away. And then it says, damning the children, making the ill just a little more sick. Unfortunately, that can happen. More specifically, a more religious outlook can reinforce sickness instead of producing more clarity. So, what do I mean by that? I think what it's talking about here is more like a misleading of the children, maybe. And people that are more religious can use God as an excuse to do anything and get away with anything. And that's really a sign of mental illness when you think you're doing right in the name of God when you're really not. But people can develop the sense of self righteousness because of their faith and think that they can do no wrong because they think God is on their side. That's what I think he means by sickness here. I think maybe Bill was maybe recognizing a little bit of this in himself too, but he had enough awareness to say, okay, this isn't for me. You know? So whatever, or maybe he saw it in somebody else and thought, I can't get with this, or I'm just going to put aside whatever your belief about God is. It's not working for me. So I need to put this God that you believe in away so that I can live my life in the way that brings me peace. Because I do think that's kind of what this album's about, is about being at peace and having a sense of freedom. And sometimes you have to lose faith in something that obviously no longer seems true or is serving you in any way. It's just being a hindrance. And so that is why this is the end of faith. And there's no more striving, which is actually a nice place to finally arrive at when you realize I don't have to strive anymore to find my peace and to find it in a lie. That's a really strong line. That's kind of the way, that's the way I feel about it, about God in general. I don't know, the kind of the way I see it is, if God exists, what's the point? What is God actually doing to help any of us at this point? Because even if God does exist, he must not be all powerful or able to do anything to help us. And so I think what this song is pushing towards is more self-sufficiency, which is actually what I think, if there was a God, that this God would want us to be more self-sufficient instead of relying on God. So is there anything else about the lyrics? But I think this track has the best and most catchy song structure and chorus. And it's kind of like the verse is the chorus that just repeats over and over. And it's almost like singing an affirmation. Like, hey, it's time to cut the nonsense, enforcing your religion on everybody else, and let people live the way they want to, and let people believe what they want to. That's what I'm getting from this song. And that's why I think it's such a great track. And that's probably why it's one of my favorite, if not the favorite, Bill Callahan song. And so I think it's clear that Faith Void will win the gold today. So there it is. Faith Void wins the gold, followed by Jim Kane silver, Rococo Zephyr bronze, The Wind and the Dove and Too Many Birds get honorable mention. All the other tracks get participation trophies because every track is a winner. So let's hear it for all these tracks on this great album. And so I think that will be it for today. And if you enjoyed this listen and made it this far, I thank you for listening with me today. And I hope that you will like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one.